எல்லாருக்கும் வணக்கம். Eshitha media viewers எல்லாருக்கும் வணக்கம். என் பேரு உதயா. நான் இன்னைக்கு host of the show, and இன்னைக்கு நம்ம பார்க்க போற guest யாருன்னு பாத்தீங்கன்னா, she's a pan-Indian actress and she started her career 20 years ago and இன்னுமே consistent-ஆ ரொம்ப successful-ஆ இருக்க ஒரு actress, and she has done movies in 5 different languages in India and she's been really successful in it, and she's worked with all the big directors in our country, naming from Bhadiraja sir to இன்னைக்கு கரண்டா நம்ம செலிப்ரேட் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்க ராஜ் and DK, இவங்க ரெண்டு பேருக்குமே ஒர்க் பண்ணிருக்காங்க. Let's welcome Priyamani ma'am. Hello ma'am.
Hi. Thank you for having me. நல்லா இருக்கேன். Thank you so much for having me.
I'm a big fan. I'm really honored to interview you today.
Thank you.
So to start off with the interview, I have a question, ma'am. So 20 years in the industry, 2022, but it's 20 years for you. And
Yeah.
How do you feel being in this industry consistent as a woman? What do you feel about it?
I feel great. I feel good. Touch wood. I think industry, எல்லா industries-மே ரொம்ப they've accepted me with open arms. They're still accepting me with open arms. And yeah, I think kalyanathuku appuram I've been a lot more busier in sollaam. I've been getting offers left, right and center, but that never stopped me from but I've just, yes, oru difference enna kettingana, I think ipo I probably I'm taking things a little slower than before.
Okay.
I am probably taking a little time for myself and just enjoying life, just enjoying my married life, enjoying nature, enjoying traveling, spending time with family and everything. So that is the only difference in Solna. But apart from that, I think work-wise, as I said, I have become, work has been a lot more difficult and not difficult, I mean a lot more, professionally it's become a lot more busier after I got married. So I always say that I think my husband's my lucky charm.
That's wonderful. Personally, I'm really happy because I'm a 90s kid. நான் சின்ன வயசுல இருந்து பார்க்கும்போது like they act for 10 years and it's over, but it's not like that. People like you are breaking it and still being successful, which my inner child is really happy about it. And as I said, I'm a 90s kid. நான் வந்து சின்ன வயசுல இருந்து பார்த்த படங்கள் எல்லாம் பாத்தீங்கன்னா women portrayal எப்படி இருக்கும்னா, she'll be heroes,
Yeah.
love interest ஒரு பாட்டுக்கு வருவாங்க, அதுக்கப்புறம் end of the movie ரெண்டு பேர் சேர்ந்துருவாங்க, முடிஞ்சிரும். But then you were one of those actors who broke that and who was equally important in a film, which is amazing. And what was the process of choosing your scripts was like? வந்த பத்திலந்தே your script choosing was like, and the script choose பண்றது வந்து ரொம்ப specific quality and everything was so good. And how did you do that?
I think starting lende I've been blessed that I think I'm really blessed and fortunate that I had been getting roles where the female character, the female lead in the film was very romba strong ana oru ponnu. She's very bold, as in the character is very bold and not afraid to voice out her opinion and stand for what she believes is the right thing. So I think first film lende, in fact Bhadiraja sir padathla lende pathingana the character of Vidya that I played, though she hero oda character compare பண்ணும்போது she is yes, she comes from a not so rich a family, but she's determined to prove that the hero vandu or kleptomaniac, she wants to prove that he is the one who has stolen the diamond and everything. I mean, if people do remember that Bhadiraja sir had directed such a film called a wonderful, at least we would definitely say it's a wonderful film because it was our first film, Fazal, and I'm calling him Fazal because his actual name is Fazal the hero, but industry kaga he had changed himself to Vasigar, which is the character's name. So Fazal it was our first film together, and our guru is Bhadiraja sir. So அவர் இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு படம் பண்ணும்போது and அதுலயே பாத்தீங்கன்னா in fact more than the hero it was the girl who had to prove, you know, she fought through everything and you know, she bore his all his troubles and everything in the film to prove a point that இவர்தான் வந்து டைமண்ட் திருடி இருக்காரு, இவர்தான், where nobody believed because he is a trillionaire and whatever, son heir of a trillionaire whatever, and Ivlo, he's got so many NGOs running and things like that. So obviously nobody would believe that in the day and age, like if I say some rich guy has gone and stolen a diamond, nobody will believe. But அந்த காலத்திலேயே, and I'm saying in 2002 when we started, you know, but the characters, and one thing I truly believe that I think Bharati Raja sir and people like that, அவங்களோட female portrayal was so strong. I mean, in all the films, if you see all the characters, right from Revati ma'am's movies to Radha ma'am's movies to Radhika ma'am's movies, ellame pathina where he's casted all these wonderful powerful actresses, I think ellarume their roles have something to prove in the film, you know. It's not that though they are a romantic lead paired in the opposite, I mean, you know, they are the romantic lead, but they had something to prove in the film. They had something strong in the film. I mean, the character was so strong in the film. So I think that carry forward, I mean, that he carried it forward in this film as well. So adha na solren first film lende he gave me the push that, you know, this girl is strong, she's bold, Vidya there set to prove something. So I think adilende I took it ipo film work avala, that is not in my hand, but I think right from there I took it upon myself that script nalla irukanum, adula character nalla irukanum. If I'm convinced that, you know, the character is good, she's, you know, and I'm able to do it, I will definitely do it, irrespective of whether the outcome. I would definitely do it. So Adha, I've been following that trend, I've been following that line throughout. If you see Bharati Raja sir padathu appuram I did Balu Mahendra sir padam again. You know, she's a strong girl, and even though she's she plays a servant girl, she's standing up for her right. I mean, she's in love with the boy, and you know, it's just all about how they reunite and things like that. And adukapra pathina Parthiviran came out, and then, you know, and yeah, I mean, one way or the other, you have to play some characters where it may not have been that strong, but even then, you know, there's something to prove in the film.
For sure kandipa. So ninga sonna madri Bharati Raja sir has always been that person who always put characters, female characters, to have something in the film, which we are really appreciative about it. So அடுத்த question என்னன்னு பாத்தீங்கன்னா, நீங்க 4 Filmfare awards வாங்கிருக்கீங்க and 1 national award. No, I mean like 4 different languages lo vaangirukeenga, that's what I meant. And Telugu la innum vaangala, but you've been nominated and you speak so fluent all 4 languages. How, because Bangalore la irundadnalaya, like how was that possible?
No, see, I think a plus point Bangalore la irukkiradhu is definitely a plus point because nare languages, you know, you can get to learn a lot of languages. So we are basically as a family, we are basically Ayers. So we are Palakkad Ayers. So we come from this small town called Palakkad, which adu vandu Kerala and Tamil Nadu border la irukku. And so we speak Tamil. So enga Tamil la we've got a lot of Malayalam mix, obviously, since it's in the border. And so enga Tamil is obviously, it's very different from your normal Chennai Tamil and things like that. So Tamil, naanga Tamil pesuvom, so I know Tamil. I can't read and write because Bangalore la porandu valundadnala I can read and write Kannada. I can't read and write Malayalam, but I can understand it and I can speak it really well now. Konjam grammatical error konjam inga anga irukum, but you know, hey, nobody's perfect. And Telugu vandu, so I can, so Kannada and Tamil I knew. Malayalam, naanga chinna vayasula irundhe appa amma ellame we used to watch a lot of Malayalam films, so I could understand Malayalam, but I couldn't speak. So in first film lende I started talking to people, and that's how I picked up Malayalam. And Telugu is the same. I think in first Telugu padathilende I started talking to my makeup man and the unit people in Telugu because the director was very insistent that illa indha ponnu kuda neenga Telugu la dhaan pesanum so that she can pick up the language. And I think for me personally, and Hindi, obviously Hindi was my second language in school, so I can read and write Hindi as well. So I think it's enna portha varaikkum neenga kettingana, I think it's an advantage if you know the language, because then you know what you're going to say, what other person is saying.
Yes.
And yeah,
for sure it just brings authenticity illingla.
yes, of course, yes.
And moving on to Parithaveeran film, and the padam, so always I was interested to ask the actors, like, the acting process will be like to do something which is emotionally demanding, and the film of Parithaveeran and the mari padam panumbodhu, what is your process of the character be like eppadi prepare பண்ணுவீங்க, something like that?
Yeah, honestly there was no process at all, because I think Parithaveeran Ketingana, I think that's the first and the only film that in my entire 20 years of my career that I accepted even without listening to the story. Generally, na illa kadaiga na stories ketadukku appuram dhaan na pannuven, yes or no solluven. But Parithaveeran was one such story, and it will still remain the only story in my career that I did without even listening to the story. So yenachuna, we just happened to do a photo shoot, and that's how I was a part of the movie. And scenes we absolutely did not, or at least I can say I did not know what was going to be the next scene for the next day, kind of a thing, because we were not privy to the, as in we weren't told that naaliki in the scene pandrom, in the scene illa nama location ku vandom, location vandadukku appuram seri Amir sir, it all depended on Amir sir's mood. So say location paathe like, okay in the location la namakku in the scene pannalam, and then we used to just go change and be ready for the scene and the madri. And I think emotional scenes are whatever scenes, I think we went gradually, because the whole I think it was probably, you can say it was his way, his method of getting us used to accustomed to the village life, the rural life. Because see, I come from Bangalore, I didn't know anything about the village life. Karthi, you can say maybe he had a bit of knowledge about the village life and things like that, but he's also born and brought up in Chennai. So first month I think of shoot, we were just doing only the montages. பசங்களோட சின்ன பசங்களோட சீனை பண்ணி, அப்புறம் ஃபாதர் அண்ட் all the பொன்வண்ணன் sir and சம்பத் அவங்களோட எல்லாம் scenes எல்லாம் பண்ணி, Karthi and I used to just do only the montages in the first month. And slowly I think Amir sir just got us used to the atmosphere of the village and everything. And konjama he started giving us the scenes to see how we do it. And first we used to perform it the way we understood the whole scene, what it was about. And adukapram Amir sir got into his perfectionist mode, and he used to tell us illa neenga indha madri pannu. So he basically changed our whole idea of what the character could be and imbibe the character and things like that. So he really wanted us to learn and get to the bottom of what the character was all about. And avare sela idella avare nadichu kaamiparu, like he used to say illa enikku indha madri emotion venum. So he sort of, I can say he sort of like roughened us up for the whole scenes. But basically andha madri pathina homework andha madri onnu irukala, because we didn't know what we were shooting the next day. We didn't know in the scene in the இன்னைக்கு பண்ற scene நம்ம நேத்து பண்ண சீனுக்கு முன்னாடி வருமா பின்னாடி வருமா ஒண்ணுமே தெரியாது. So evenings, I think we used to just discuss. I mean, we used to just talk one-on-one and say that, okay, maybe நாங்களே 2 + 2 4 நாங்களே we used to say, okay, maybe இந்த scene இந்த சீனுக்கு அப்புறம் வருமா இருக்கும், இல்லனா இந்த scene இந்த சீனுக்கு அப்புறம் இருக்குமா இருக்கும் தெரியாது. So that was how we processed the whole thing, saying, oh, இந்த scene இதுக்கு அப்புறம் இருக்குமா இல்லையா, or is this a whole new scene which we don't know about, and things like that. And Amir sir the perfectionist that he is, அவருக்கு satisfaction கிடைக்கலன்னா நம்ம பண்ணிட்டே இருப்போம். And even if he is not satisfied with the lighting or the atmosphere, till he gets the perfect setting, he will not do the shot. So there have been days when we just come to the set, காலையில 8:30 மணிக்கு we used to wait, and if he was not happy with either the setup or the lighting, we used to wait for the lighting to come,
Yeah.
In case இன்னைக்கு நம்ம பண்ண சீனை வந்து finish பண்ணலனா அடுத்த நான் அதே சீனை finish பண்ணறதுக்கு when we used to come to the set, he used to wait for the exact light because அது finish பண்ண சீன்ல என்ன லைட் இருக்கோ அதே லைட்ல நம்ம finish பண்ணோம். Otherwise, it would be a lot of difference. So அந்த வரலனா then we used to be times when we just packed up 9 in the morning and gone back to the hotel since this place is not working out. So just pack up. Just be like, okay. So there are days that we've done that, and there have been days when sir was obviously busy with some other scene, and we've just been sitting throughout the day without even doing a shot. So there have been days like that. I'm not complaining, I'm not saying bad things, but I'm saying the perfectionist that Amir sir was, and I'm sure he still is, all that hard work is you just smile back and say, okay, obviously it was definitely worth it, because such a classic film, such a cult film, I don't think anybody else can remake it. I don't think if they want to make a 2.0 Parthiviran 2.0 and they cast Karthi and me, I don't think it will come out of the same.
Right.
The outcome may not be the same. I mean, obviously Karthi having grown so much and me having grown so much, I'm sure we'll bring in our own different tastes and different touches to the character, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But adhe madri varuma illaya engalukku theriyadu, but if it does, well and good.
Yeah, wonderful. There was always that innocence when you start in the industry, and then 20 years kapra, what it is, right? Like
yeah. I mean, sorry to cut you, but I'm just saying, you do get a hang of it. I mean, you know what it is going to be. You know
right.
what is wanted of you. No, it's like a learning process, right? So you can't come to even though you are 20 years old in the industry, I don't go around saying I know everything and this is the deal. There's a certain way to go about it. There's a way to approach it, and every director, இப்போ நீங்க பாத்தீங்கன்னா ஒவ்வொரு படத்துல இல்லனா ஒவ்வொரு வெப் சீரிஸ் பண்ணும்போது ஒவ்வொரு டைரக்டருக்கு they have their different approach to the character. So you need to learn. It's a learning process. So I take every project as my first project.
Right.
I'll say, okay sir, உங்களுக்கு என்ன வேணும்? So they'll say எங்களுக்கு இது வேணும். So in case you understand the crux of the character, you understand the crux of the scene, and you say, sir, இந்த மாதிரி பண்ணலாமா, இந்த மாதிரி நமக்கு I feel that இந்த character வந்து இந்த மாதிரி சொல்லிட்டுனா இன்னும் கொஞ்சம் impact இருக்கலாம். Because see, you are part of a project where obviously at the end of the day you also wanted to work. Yeah, you because you accepted it, you liked it, you accepted it, so you make sure you put in the extra effort, added efforts to see to it that it is convincing enough, it's real enough. There's all sorts of logic varum illaya. You will think about it later on when you're doing the scene. Na edukku indha madri panna, na edukku indha madri sonna, idu solla kudade. Or when you're reading the scene, when they give you, sometimes some people give you the scene prior hand just to get the hang of it. And the time la na irukumbodhu you say, okay, edukku indha madri solnu, can we avoid it? Even if you avoid it, doesn't make a difference, it doesn't affect, or it's okay, where it won't harm the character in any way or it thing. So அந்த மாதிரி ஒரு freedom இப்போ இருக்குன்னு சொல்றேன். And the directors are obviously very open to the suggestions, because they also want, they know that you're not going to spoil the character intentionally, you're not going to say do things intentionally to jeopardize the whole.
Right. Wonderful. And one more question. Recently, like 2-3 months back, or a poster part, which was very interesting. Quotation Gang. And the movie or the opportunity, and how is it working with Jackie Shroff sir and then Sunny Leone?
This is one project that I am genuinely very glad for the director Vivek and his producer Gayatri, because I've been traveling with them and this project since I think 2019, and Vivek the director I met him long back, and we were actually supposed to, he approached me for another project which did not take off. I mean, other official announce pannanga Twitter la, ana that project for some whatever rhyme or reason it didn't take off, and adukapra I completely had forgotten about him and the project and things like that. Suddenly 2019 la he got in touch with me again, and he said, Madam, I'm Vivek, and do you remember? I said, of course, yes, I remember. And then he came up with this very interesting project called Quotation Gang. And when he narrated the story, I said, yes, I do it immediately. I didn't think twice. And it's a pan-Indian film. The primary language is Tamil. I'm sure it will be dubbed in other languages as well. And now, when I was on board, the other actors were not actually, and by other actors, I mean Jackie Sir and Sunny were not a part of it at that time. They were still in talks. So 2019, I very well remember. Was it 2019 or yeah? I think 2019. We just did 2 days of shoot, and then we had to stop it for whatever reason. Or I think 2020, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure, 19 or 20 on the time. We did 2 days, and then we had to stop for whatever reason. They had some problems, technical problems, so we had to stop for that. And then obviously COVID hit, and then once the lockdown was lifted, I think last year again we started shooting, 2021. So oru varshathukku appuram we all got back, and it was like as if we never left a year ago. And I think in full swing we've started shooting, and we almost completed. I still have about 2-3 days of work left. Okay. And but yes, shooting with Jackie Sir was amazing. Shooting with Sunny is also amazing, and definitely you guys can expect the unexpected with Quotation Gang. It's gonna be really good.
I'm personally really pumped to watch that film, because in the poster it was very interesting, and you can see the character is like a strong character. And
it's got, each character has a, and I'm not saying it just because now on the idhula part I can solar, but I can definitely say this, that each character has a very strong input to the film, because in the character the whole film will fall flat over a character.
Okay, wonderful. And I know Sunny Leone ma'am is a prankster. How is it shooting the film? Item songs, the so-called item songs, are still necessary?
I really can't say about it. I mean, it's
like I'm on Instagram பார்த்துட்டு இருந்தேன், and every photo there's
good question.
Bhadraja sir, Rajamani sir, Mahendra sir. So Priyamani ma'am கூட இன்னும் நிறைய இன்ட்ரெஸ்டிங்கான questions நான் கேட்டிருக்கேன். அதை பார்க்கணும்னா part 2 வீடியோ கண்டிப்பா மறக்காம பாருங்க. Thank you.
In just 20 years, mankind has harnessed wireless and the cloud and enabled billions of IoT devices, profoundly changing how we live, work, and play. As we enter the era of AI, keeping up with the rapid pace of technological change and making the right design choices has never been harder. How do you bring together the combined skills to get your next innovation to market on time and on budget without sacrificing quality? That's where we come in. With unique domain expertise in wireless, networking, IoT, and machine learning. By working together, we can accelerate R&D and get you to market faster while your teams focus on what makes your product amazing. For almost 2 decades, Embed UR has helped leading brands bring mainstream networking and telecoms products to market. Our code is embedded in millions of devices in home, enterprise, and carrier networks all across the world. Working with architects, project leaders, and teams in Silicon Valley and Chicago, you tap into hundreds of seasoned engineers without increasing your headcount. Partner with Embed UR and get your next product to market faster. Embed UR. Imagine it done.
Hi, we have been learning Carnatic music with the renowned Unnikrishnan sir through Eduraga.
Unni sir's patience and sincerity, as well as his adaptability to the level and needs of the student, truly make his lessons unique.
We especially admire his attention to detail and emphasis on the subtle nuances of Carnatic music.
Overall, Unni sir's top-notch guidance has truly helped us grow as singers.
We would like to thank Eduraga for giving us this opportunity to learn with Unni sir.